Good morning. We will pay attention to cheques stopped by the enterprise. It may be necessary for the business to stop payment of a cheque at the bank. A special form is completed at the bank to prevent payment of this cheque. There are different reasons why a business may decide to stop a cheque. One of the reasons is the pay informed the enterprise that the cheque was, for instance, lost in the post. The enterprise is unsatisfied with the service and want to prevent the payment. So people gave you goods and or rendered a service that you're not satisfied with. So you first have to sort out this problem with them before you will pay. The enterprise had already paid the amount and then mistakenly withdrew a second cheque. So that means they're paying for the same thing twice. When the cheque was drawn, it was recorded in the cash payments journal. If payment is stopped, it must be recorded in the cash receipts journal. In order to cancel this cheque, the bank must be debited because originally the bank was credited, and you will record it in the cash receipts journal. When the entry is cancelled, it must be done in such a way that the original entry is cancelled, so you will have to record it in both the accounts that you originally recorded this entry. So sometimes it may happen that you just stop a cheque and you don't replace this cheque. In the majority of cases, when you stop a cheque, you will replace that cheque. If a cheque is stopped and replaced with a new cheque, the same amount for the entries will be completed. The cheque stopped is entered in the cash receipts journal. A new cheque is issued in the cash payments journal. And a new cheque issued must be recorded as an outstanding cheque in the bank reconciliation statement. So because you only issued the cheque now, it is impossible that that person could have banked it. So it means that the bank will pay out this cheque in the future. Therefore, you must record it as an outstanding cheque on the bank reconciliation statement. The account that must be credited as a result of this cheque that was stopped in the cash receipts journal will be creditor's control, because you owe the money to the creditor now until you issue a new cheque. So even if the cheque was originally issued to pay, for instance, for repairs, the repairs were done, so you can't cancel the expense for repairs. You have to say that you stopped the cheque, so you have more money in the bank, and now you owe the money to the creditor. The account to be debited as a result of the cash payments journal is the creditor resulting from the entry in the cash receipts journal. So if you issue a new cheque, you will record it in the cash payments journal, and now you will pay this creditor that you created when you cancelled the cheque, because you are giving him a new cheque. The effect of these two entries is to cancel each other. The creditor's control will be credited when the cheque is cancelled, and the creditor's control will be debited when the new cheque is issued. The following information was obtained from the accounting records of Bombay Stores for November 2016. Issued cheque number 400 for 1,800 to PWA Traders for repairs. When we issue a cheque, we will record it in the cash payments journal. In the cash payments journal, we will indicate that we issue cheque number 4 to PWA Traders for 1,800 to pay for repairs. Cheque 400 is stopped because the repairs were not according to standard. When we issued the cheque, we issued it and recorded it in the cash payments journal. When we stopped this cheque, we will record it in the cash receipts journal. We will indicate that PWA Traders cheque was stopped, so we have more money in the bank, and now we cancel the expense that we paid for repairs until we sort out this problem with him. You could also take this to the creditors control account, and when you replace the cheque, you will debit the creditors control. Issued cheque number 401 for 4,000 to Blom Traders in settlement of account of 4,400. So in the bank column in the cash payments journal, we will indicate 4,000 rand was paid out of the bank. In the discount received column, we will record 400 rand, and we will indicate that we owe the creditors 4,400 rand less. Cheque number 401 was issued to Blom Traders. The amount on the cheque is 4,000. The discount received is 400, so we will reduce the creditors with the amount paid and the discount received. Stop cheque 401 that was lost in the post, and replace this with a new cheque number 420 to settle the account of Blom Traders. What's very important here is in the previous transaction, when we paid them, they said that we can get this 400 rand discount if we settle the account before the 10th of November. Now the cheque was lost in the post, and we only issue a new cheque on the 29th. So that is after the date that we are entitled to discount. So on this new cheque, we will not receive discount. The new cheque will be issued in the cash payments journal for the full 4,400 because we don't receive the discount anymore. When we decided to cancel the cheque, we cancelled it in the cash receipts journal. And in the cash receipts journal, we could only cancel the amount on the cheque to indicate that we owe the 4,000 to the creditors. In the general journal, we will record the 400 to cancel the discount that we received. We will add the columns and post to the ledger. So in the repairs account, we paid out 1,800 and then we cancelled it. So we will have to post this entry to the repairs account on the date that the transaction took place. So when we issued the original cheque, it was on the 1st, and the day that we cancel it is on the 4th. Repairs was debited on the 1st. When we paid the expense. Because we are not satisfied, we cancel the expense for repairs, or you could leave the expense as 1,800, credit the creditors control account to indicate that you owe them the money. In the majority of cases, you will take this to the creditors control because you owe them the money. But in this case, you are not satisfied with the repairs. So you are refusing to pay for this expense. The bank account will be debited with 5,800 and the bank account will be credited with 10,200. Bank account is debited with the total amount that was received and that was recorded on the debit side of the bank to increase the money in the bank. The bank account is credited with 10,200 for the total payments to decrease the amount in the bank. The creditors control account will be credited with the 4,000 to indicate that you owe the money to them, and you will debit the creditors control account with the amounts paid of 8,800. So on the credit side, we will indicate that that cheque of 4,000 was cancelled and we owe the money to the creditor. We also cancelled the discount received in the general journal, the 400 rand. And when we paid them, the original cheque was for 4,000 plus 400 rand discount. So that means that the bank, the amount that was decreased in the creditor's control was the total amount that was recorded in the cash payments journal for bank and discount. Discount received was credited when we received the discount when the cheque was originally issued. When this cheque was cancelled on the 29th, we had to cancel this discount received. What did we learn? An entry is completed in the cash receipts journal to stop and cancel a cheque. When discount was received when the original cheque was issued, and the cheque is stopped and a new cheque is issued after the time that you are entitled to receive discount, you will not receive discount on this new cheque. When a cheque is stopped, the original entries must be cancelled. When a cheque is stopped and a new cheque is issued, 3 entries must be completed. You record the cancellation of the cheque in the cash receipts journal. Then we issue a new cheque and we record that in the cash payments journal. And because we only issued the cheque now, this new cheque will be recorded as an outstanding cheque in the bank reconciliation statement.